All right, so good morning once again. So it seems that most of you guys are not yet around. Is the next reporter already here or a member of the group? So if so, you may start, you may take the virtual floor and start the discussion.
Good morning, sir. Can I start with my part, sir? Murag ako pa yung sir.
Are you the opening part of the group or not?
Hindi, sir. Tunga ako, sir.
Okay. So if your group members are not yet around, so you may start na lang para the time will kanang dili masayang ang time ba. Okay, you may start.
Yes, sir. 2 minutes lang, sir. Ako sa i-prepare.
Okay, take your time. By the way, to those who have just arrived, good morning, guys. I hope you're doing well. So, reminders once again, next week will be our finals week. So, dali ra kayong panahon, guys, no? So, thank you for the semester. And, I'm not sure if naapa pa ako next sem, so, laban lang kita, guys.
Um, Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, bay.
Wala rin, mic ko ba eh?
Wala bay. Wala naman bay.
Um, okay. So, good morning, everyone. Our topic is all about SDLC, or the System Development Lifecycle, and seems that my group mate or some of my group mates are still not here. I'm just gonna start with my part, which is about tips in improving project proposals. So, if you want to improve or if you want to create an effective proposal, here are some tips we should not miss. First is to write a super executive summary. A super executive summary should clearly articulate the problem, need, or goal and present a solution supported by numbers. It should outline the costs and benefits of the proposed solution. The language used should be confident and engaging, with numbers presented in a humanized and interesting way. The summary should be a comprehensive encapsulation of all the research and due diligence put into a proposal, providing compelling overview that encourages further exploration of the proposal's details. Sorry. Second, sorry guys, nanadi ako pan kauban eh. Start lang na nila.
So good morning, everyone. We are the Group 6 and we'll be reporting about the system development life cycle. Next. So the coverage of my report is the system. Ay, di mo na mao. So first system. So a system may be referred to any set of components which function in interrelated manner for a common cause or object. So next. System has the following characteristics. So first, organization. Second, interaction. Third, interdependence. Fourth, integration. And fifth is central objective. So organization, kay kan siya, a system has a structured arrangement of components that are organized in a specific way to perform tasks efficiently. This organization ensures that each component has a defined role and contributes to the overall functioning of the system. So, interaction kay components within a system interact with each other to exchange information, resources, or signals. So, this interaction enables coordination and cooperation among the components to accomplish the system's goal. So, third is interdependence. So, interdependence is the component of a system rely on each other for their proper functioning. So changes in one component can affect other components within the system, highlighting the interconnected nature of the system's elements. So fourth kay integration. So a system integrates different component or subsystem into a unified whole. So integration ensure that the component work together seamlessly without conflict or inconsistencies to achieve the desired outcome. So lastly, central objective. So every system has a central objective or purpose that guides its design, development, and operation. This objective defines the primary goal that the system aims to accomplish, providing clear focus for all its activities. So, example ani kay consider a banking system which includes various components such as customer accounts, transaction processing, ATM machine, and online banking portal. So, diri na to ma-apply ang kaning characteristics ning lima ka box or organization. The banking system is organized with different departments responsible for specific function like account management, loan processing, and customer service. So second kay interaction. So ang customer interacts with the banking system through various channels such as in-person visits, ATM transactions, or online banking. So third kay interdependence. So ang ATM machine depends on the central database system to authenticate user account and process transaction. So fourth kay integration. So the banking system integrates various components like account management, transaction processing, and customer support into a unified platform that offers seamless banking service to customer across multiple channels. So lastly kay ang central objective. So ang central objective sa tong example kay banking system provides secure and convenient financial service to customer, including account management, fund transfer, payment processing, while ensuring regulatory compliance and data security. So, next.
Also, to add about what a system is an integration, or kumbaga system is just an integration of multiple modules or multiple functionalities. So for example, if nakakita mo sa kato akong gisend sa ato ang GC, so unsa may nga makita ato. So it's like an automated system or monitoring system of A kanang sa nga na kanang murag sa ilahang hydroponics or hydroponics to siya nga system. So iyang gi-monitor ang health sa ato ang plant. Iya sang gi-monitor when ang sa nga na when ang harvest date, or iya sad ganitong gi-predict kung unsay or kanus-a siya ma-harvest or unsa iyahang weight. So kato siya. So in summary, system is just an integration of multiple systems. So pareha gud sa to ang lawas, the human body. So what is the human body composed of? We have the reproductive system, digestive system, um, sa nga na kana respiratory system, lymphatic system, and so on and so forth. So ano siya? Okay, may continue.
So, next, guys, system engineers. So, system engineers focus on how to design, integrate, and manage complex system over their life cycle. They utilize system thinking. They utilize system thinking principle to organize this body of knowledge. So next. So kani example, difference o similarity sa system engineering o software engineering. Then for me, system engineers oversee the entire life cycle of complex system from design to integration and management. So, system engineer analyze stakeholder needs, translate them into requirements in design system architectures. So, system engineers' responsibilities include integration oversight, risk management, and configuration control. So, system engineers ensure adherence to objectives, schedule, and budget throughout the life cycle, applying system thinking to understand interaction and foresee impact. So, next, kay information system. So, information system are formal, socio-technical, organizational system developed to collect, process, store, and distribute information for different purposes depending on the user's needs. So, information system are structured, socio-technical, organizational system developed to support business operation by collecting, processing, storing, and distributing information as needed. They encompass both technological components such as hardware, software, and networks, and social components including people, organization, and culture. Integrated within organizational structure, information system align with business goal and workflows, enhancing efficiency and competitiveness. So for instance. In a retail company, information system facilitates inventory management, order processing, and customer service by collecting data from various sources, analyzing it to generate insights, and disseminating relevant information to stakeholders. Information systems are purpose driven, serving different functions depending on business and other requirements and user requirements, whether it's optimizing operation, improving decision making, or enhancing customer experience. So thus information system play a vital role in supporting business processes and driving success in today's interconnected world. So next.
So, System Development Life Cycle or SDLC is the process of determining how a system can support business needs, designing the system, building it, and delivering it to users. It is a structured process used for developing information systems. It involves a series of stages that guide the project teams through the development and maintenance of the software. So, next slide, please. So, mani siya ang mga stages sa SDLC. First is planning. Define project goals, scope, and assess feasibility. This initial phase involves identifying the need for a new system, defining project goals, scope, and constraints, and conducting feasibility studies. It aims to ensure that the project is viable and aligns with business objectives. Next is analysis. Gather and document detailed requirements from stakeholders. During this phase, detailed requirements are gathered from stakeholders to understand their needs. This involves defining system functionalities, user requirements, and necessary technical specifications. Next is the design. Create the system architecture and detailed design specifications. In this phase, the system's architecture and components are planned. This includes designing data models, user interfaces, and other system elements. The goal is to create a blueprint for the system that meets the specified requirements. Slide, please. Next is the development. Develop and code the system components. This phase involves coding and building the actual system based on the design specifications. Developers create the software, integrating various components and ensuring they work together seamlessly. Next is testing and implementation. Conduct thorough testing to identify and fix defects, and install, configure, and launch the system for use. Once the system is developed, it undergoes through testing to identify and fix defects. This includes unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and user acceptance testing to ensure the system meets quality standards and requirements. After successfully testing, the system is deployed to the production environment. This phase involves installing the system, configuring settings, and ensuring it is operational. It may also include training users and providing documentation. Next is the maintenance. Provide ongoing support and perform necessary updates. The final phase involves ongoing support and maintenance of the system. This includes fixing bugs, making necessary updates, and improving the system based on user feedback. Maintenance ensures the system remains functional and relevant over time. Next slide, please. Next is system request. System request is a document that describes the business reasons for building a system and its expected values. It is usually initiated by a functional manager to improve one or more aspect of the team's operations and submitted to the evaluation board. A system request is a formal document submitted by stakeholders to propose the development or modification of an information system. It typically outlines the business needs, the problem the new system will address, the proposed solution, and the expected benefits. This document initiates the project by planning process by providing a clear rationale and scope for the proposed system changes. Next slide, please. Application Service Providers or ASPs. Application service providers are outsourcing firms that supply software applications and or software-related services over once or the internet. They host and manage a software application and own, operate, and maintain the servers that run the application. ASPs host software applications on their servers and deliver them to customers over the internet, offer, offering cost-efficient, subscription-based pricing and handling all maintenance and support. They provide scalable and accessible solutions, allowing users to access applications from anywhere with an internet connection. Next slide, please. Muna sila ang mga type of contract sa mga ASPs. First is time and arrangement contract. This contract pays the vendor for the actual time spent on the project and materials used. It offers flexibility but can lead to higher costs if the project scope expands. The second one is the fixed price contract. This contract sets a predetermined price for the complete project regardless of the actual time and cost incurred. It provides cost predictability and risk for the vendor, but less flexibility for changes. The third one is value-added contract. This contract includes performance incentives, where the vendor receives additional compensation for achieving specific performance targets or delivering additional value beyond the basic contract requirements.
So, good day everyone. So, madog ra ka?
O, dungog ra daw.
So ping lang mo ha if dili mo makadungog or wan kahina yun king signal sa boarding house. So, good day everyone. So, let's tackle about the difference between the RFP, RFI, and RFQ, and also the project proposal and the system proposal. So, first, RFP. RFP stands for request for request for proposal. So request for proposal is a document that solicits a formal proposal from a potential vendor, developer, or service provider. It details the requested system, and vendors respond by describing in detail how they could supply those needs in form of a proposal. So RFP outlines the specific requirements and, and objectives for the system or service needed. This typically includes technical specification, project scope, deadlines, evaluation criteria, and any relevant details. So the purpose of RFP is a comprehensive document that an organization uses to solicit formal proposal from potential vendors, developers, and service providers. So next. So RFI. RFI stands for Request for Information. So Request for Information is a shorter, less detailed request that is sent to potential vendors to obtain general information about their products and services. So it is often then followed up with an RFP to the qualified vendor. So R, RF, RFI is less detailed than an RFE and focuses on obtaining broad information. It typically includes questions about the vendor experience, technology, and basic offerings. So the purpose of RFI. RFI is a preliminary document sent to potential vendors to gather general information about their product, services, and capabilities. So next is the re- request for quote. So RFI or the request for quote is a request for information detailing what the solution you're looking forward to will cost in real time. Example, what inputs and costs it required to get at outcomes you come. So RFQ is focused solely in the financial aspect, so it typically includes a list of the required items or services with precise specification and quantities. So the purpose of RFQ is RFQ is a document used when the organization needs to obtain price quotations for specific products or services. So next, so the summary of the three is RFP it, or the request for proposal is detailed and comprehensive, used for soliciting formal and detailed proposals for complex needs. So RFI is preliminary or general, so used to gather information about the market and potential solution. So the last is the RFQ. So focus on price, used to obtain cost quotation for specific well-defined items or services. So these documents helps organization manage their procurement processes efficiently by ensuring they gather the right information at the right time and from the right vendor. So next, so project proposal. Project proposal is a core document that helps you sell a potential project to sponsors and stakeholders. So it is unique to each project, but the format is basically the same. If you follow a basic outline, the best proposals are well researched ones. So include time for research as well as some float for delayed requests for data. Make make sure you're to plan when intending to have the actual presentation. Be prepared for eventually that when bringing up the idea to sponsor or executive to meet to discuss the proposal, it is more likely to discuss the project in some detail with them at the same time. So, a project proposal is a crucial document used to pitch a potential project to sponsor and stakeholders. While each proposal is unique, so they typically follow a standard format. So key points for effective project proposal. So research. Number one is research. Conduct thorough research to ensure your proposal is well informed. Allocate sufficient time for gathering data. Include some buffer time for any delays in obtaining necessary information. So number two, planning. Plan the presentation of your proposal meticulously. Consider the time and any potential delays that might affect your schedule. So number three is presentation readiness. So be ready to discuss the project in detail with sponsors. So by adhering to these guidelines, you can create a compelling and well prepared project proposal that effectively communicates the project's value and feasibility to potential backers. So next, so project charter serves the purpose of identifying objects, determining scopes, and assigning responsibilities. So identifying objects, it clearly states the goals and objectives of the project. So this helps ensure that all stakeholders have a common understanding of what the project aims to achieve. So next is the determining scope. So it defines the boundaries of the project, including what is within the project scope and what is not. This helps prevent scope creep, where additionally features or requirements are added without proper review and approval. So the last one is assigning responsibilities. So the charter assign roles and responsibilities to team members. So ensuring everyone knows their tasks and who to report to. So this is crucial for accountability and effective project management. So next. So while the project charter serves the purpose of identifying object, determining scope, and assigning responsibility, the analyst still needs to prepare a system proposal that includes much of the detail about system needs, options, and recommendation, such as cover letter, project title page, table of contents, executive summary, systems, study outline, detailed results of the system study, system alternatives, proposal summary, and appendices. So next, so the cover, so the cover letter. This is the professional letter addressed to the client or project sponsor. So it summarizes the content of the proposal, states the purpose of documents, and often highlights key points or recommendations. So the cover letter provides an overview of the main points, including the proposal, giving the recipient a quick understanding of what to expect. So next. So the project title page. So the title page includes the project name, the names of the individuals or organization preparing the proposal, and the date. So it gives a professional appearance and clearly identifies the document. Pro- so the key elements included on the title page are project name, names of preparers, date, and so this page gives the document a polished, professional appearance and ensure that it is clearly identified, setting the stage for the detailed content that follows. So next, table of contents. If the proposal is longer than 10 pages, a table of contents is included. So this helps readers quickly navigate to different sections of the document. So table of contents, it helps readers quickly locate and navigate to different sections within the document, enhancing usability. So it provides a structured overview of the proposal contents, making the documents easier to understand and follow. So the next is the executive summary. So this is a concise summary of the entire proposal. It includes the system analyst recommendation and provides an overview of the system needs, proposed solutions, and the expected benefits. So the executive summary is designed to give decision makers a quick snapshot of the proposal without needing to read the entire date. So executive summary is designed to give decision makers a quick, comprehensive snapshot of the proposal, enabling them to understand the key points and make informed decisions without reading the entire document. So next is the study system study outline. So a system study outline is a critical component of a system proposal. It provides a structured overview of the investigation and analysis conducted to understand the current system, identify problems, and determine the requirements for a new improved systems. So the outline ensures that all relevant aspects are covered methodically. So here's a comprehensive guidelines to what a system study outline should include, along with appropriate documentation. So introduction, methodology, current system description, problems and opportunities, requirements analysis, and feasibility study and proposed system overview. So lastly, and conclusion. So the next is the detailed backsabay. So the next is the detailed result for of the system study. So detailed results of a system study typically include comprehensive findings and analysis gathered during the investigation phase. So these results are crucial for understanding the current state of the system. So identifying inefficiencies or shortcomings, and proposing solution to address them. So here are some common components of detailed result in a system proposal. So the current system analysis, requirement analysis, and user feedback and survey. So benchmarking and comparative analysis. So next, the alternative solution. System alternatives typically present several potential solutions or approaches to address the identified problem or fulfill the requirements of the proposed system. These alternatives offer stakeholders a range of options to consider before selecting the most suitable solution. So the proposal summary. The proposal summary in the system proposal serves as a concise overview of the entire proposal, highlighting its key points and providing a quick snapshot for stakeholders who may not have the time to read the entire documents in detail. So proposal summary sh- should be concise yet informative, providing enough detail to give stakeholders a clear understanding of the proposed project while encouraging them to delve deeper into the full proposal for more comprehensive information. So lastly, the appendices. Appen- Appendices section typically includes additional documentation, supplementary materials, and detailed information that supports the main proposal but may not be necessary to include the main body of the document. So here's my Here's what you might find in the appendices section. Assorted documentation. These include any relevant document that provides additional context or detailed information about the proposed system or project. Examples might include legal documents or the contracts, agreements, and licenses, then technical specification, user manuals or guides, or and data dictionaries, and also lastly is the system architecture diagram. So summary of phases, detailed cost breakdown, risk management plan, supporting research and references. By including these materials in the appendix section, the main body of the proposal remains focused and concise, while stakeholders still have access to the relevant documentation and supporting information they may need to fully evaluate the proposed system or project. So, next.
So now that um we know already what are project proposals, what are its examples, and unsa ang mga asa na siya pwede ma-apply, we now explore to some tips we can use to improve our project proposals. For the first one, writing a super executive summary. Again, as I've said earlier, it's basically just articulating the problem, the need or goal, and presenting a solution supported by numbers. So this summary is should really be a comprehensive encapsulation of all the research and due diligence put in the proposal so that we can provide a compelling overview that encourages further exploration of the proposal's details by sponsors or stakeholders. Next one, or the second one is getting straight to the point. Effective writing is clear, understandable, and targeted towards a specific audience. To achieve this, focus on the pertinent facts and avoid unnecessary embellishments. Most readers will skim your document searching for the data and that supports your claim. Since we all know that time is money, we can deduce that sponsors will want to delve in your project's nitty gritty part without unnecessary flourishes. So ensuring that the document is concise and scannable will help them make informed decisions efficiently. Third tip is the use of figures rather for effective communication. There are people, specifically visual learners, who learns faster when there are figures present in what they are reading or listening. Incorporating figures into your writing enhances communication by providing a visual representation of your data, making complex information more digestible. Charts, graphs, tables can illustrate trends, comparisons, and outcomes effectively, en- enabling readers to grasp key points quickly. Figures can also emphasize critical data, supporting your arguments and validating your claims. Next is explaining how the goals will be achieved. To outline how goals will be achieved, adhere to the journalistic 5 Ws: who, what, when, where, and why. Each objective should align with your overall goal and be logically ordered. Clearly define the roles or the who. Who are katong mga members nga mga ma-involve sa kaning nga project. What ang actions nga imong buhaton sa kaning nga project. When ang timeline kano sa mahitabo ang imong project. Location or where asa mahitabo ang project or asa ni siya i-implement. And why or the rationale of your for each objective of the project. This structured approach ensures that your plan is comprehensive and coherent, facilitating a better understanding among stakeholders and sponsors. For the last tip, we have show historic precedent. Historical data refers to information collected from past events, such as previous projects or teams. By linking your proposal to successful historical projects with similar goals or constraints, you can demonstrate its viability. Support your proposal by analyzing past success and failure rates, highlighting why this project is poised for success based on historical precedent. This is similar to writing the RRL of your study. Again, as what Aldrin said earlier, like our sa karon na to, we have our what do you call this? Research proposal and nakasulot naman ta sa atong RRL, we gather related articles and incorporate it um in our study so that we can identify challenges and recommendations. This approach builds confidence in your proposal's feasibility and effectiveness. So reiterating some tips, right? Is first is to write a super executive summary. Next is getting straight to the point. Third is the use of figures for effective communication, explaining how the goals will be achieved, and showing historic precedent. So for presenting our project proposal, there are things we must avoid and there are things nga atong buhaton said. First is first thing to avoid is the lack of preparation and confidence. Entering the presentation well prepared and confident in your knowledge and ability to answer questions. Dili na siya like madala og stock knowledge lang. Maybe kung mag-stock knowledge ka, you can get through the presentation, pero you can never get the best out of it. The next one is asking the sponsors for a solution. Asking for the present your proposed solutions clearly, demonstrating your expertise and preparation. When you are proposing a project to sponsor, you are asking someone to support your study, may it be financially or in other terms. If you show any sign of incompetence with your proposal, do you think sponsors would bother helping you? So for the third one, for third thing to avoid is providing too many options. This is something we must avoid too. Like if ikaw ang papilion ka, isa lang sa imong mga five ka favorite flavors ice cream. You can't make decision right away, di ba? So that goes same with this. Limit the choices to avoid overwhelming your audience and ensure that they can make decisive choice. Last one is not providing the next step. Clearly outline the subsequent steps after approval to maintain momentum and clarity. Dili kay mag-input tag idea sa atong audience pero putol. Mahugtag cliffhanger ana and your audiences can't decide what step to do next. On the other hand, here are the things we must do in presenting our project proposal. Start with the end in mind. Begin by highlighting the ultimate goal and the desired outcome of the project. This basically is having a firm vision of what you want to happen before actually doing it physically to minimize the obstacle that will come on your way. Next is set a vision. Paint a compelling picture of what success looks like, motivating your audience to support your proposal. Next is define success criteria. Clearly outline how success will be measured, providing concrete metrics and benchmarks. We must be aware of our success points for us to keep track of our project. This serves as like the checkpoints of our progress. Next is get buy-in and sign off immediately. Aim to secure immediate commitment from key stakeholders to ensure project momentum. It's about convincing others to support your vision or plan, and once we convince them, we can get an approval from a decision maker to proceed with our project. Next is make sure authorized approvers are there. This is connected to the previous one, which is getting the buy-in and sign off. So we must ensure all decision makers are present to avoid delays in approval. Timing is key para one go na lang and dili na balik-balik. For the last one is know who you are presenting to. Tailor your presentation to the interests and concerns of your specific audience. It's basically, it is a basic principle of effective communication to know the needs of your audience. Basinyag, like propose ka og electric toothbrush nga system sa mga pangagna, right? So, again, key points, audience, context, priorities, and industry. Another tip is to utilize the power of storytelling when writing and presenting your proposal. Kumbaga, your script must have a flow. Kay who wants to listen to a proposal na lagput-lagput lang ang topic without a clear direction? So make it as interesting as possible but not too overwhelming. Once approved, the real work begins. You'll need to plan, schedule, manage resources, monitor progress, and report back to your sponsors. To do this effectively, use a robust and dynamic project management tool. So in the analysis stage, the following what questions are being asked. First is, what is the problem? Identify and articulate the core issue that needs to be addressed. Understanding the problem is crucial for developing effective solutions. Second is what can be improved. Determine areas within the current system or process that can be enhanced. This involves analyzing existing inefficiencies and potential improvements. Third is what does the user want? Gather and define the user's needs and preferences. This ensures that the final solution is user-centric and meets their expectation. Lastly, what are the service and constraints? Identify the available services and any limitations or constraints. Understanding these factors helps in designing a feasible solution within the given boundaries. So if in the analysis stage we ask the what questions, in the design stage we ask the how questions. First is how will the system be designed to meet user requirements? Plan the system architecture and components to ensure that they align with the identified user's requirements. This involves translating user needs into technical specifications. This is where our work musod, mga engineering. Second is how will the user interface look like? Design the user interface to be intuitive and user friendly, and this includes layout, navigation, and overall aesthetics to ensure a positive user experience. Nani siya sa UI UX guys. Third is how will the data management be designed? Develop a data management strategy that includes data storage, retrieval, and security. This ensures um, efficient and secure handling of the data throughout the system's lifecycle. So more on back end. Again, in the analysis stage, we ask the what questions mo ni sila, and in the design stage, we ask the how questions mo ni sila. That's for me.
So let's tackle now the last part of our topic, which is all about testing and system maintenance. So let's define testing first. Testing in the context of system development refers to the process of evaluating a system or its components to verify that it meets specified requirements and to identify any defects. So its primary goal is to ensure that the system functions correctly, is reliable, and meets the needs of its users. So system development, implementation, and testing. So it described the process of defining how the system should be built. For example, the physical system design, ensuring that the system is operational and used, ensuring that the system meets quality standards or the quality assurance. So it involves a comprehensive approach to building, deploying, and ensuring that the quality of a system. So quality assurance involves extensive testing and continuous monitoring to ensure that the system meets established quality standards and user expectations. So effective execution of these phases results in a robust, reliable, and user friendly system that meets organizational needs. Next is system maintenance. Is the modification of a system to correct faults, to improve performance, or to adapt the system to a change environment or change requirement. So, it is an important ongoing process that ensures a system remains functional, efficient, and assigned with and aligned with user needs and technological advancements. So next slide please. So there are different types of testing approach. So there are static, dynamic, passive, exploratory, and the box approach. Let's tackle first the static approach. It is all about reviews, walkthroughs, inspections, which involves verification. So static approach involves examining and reviewing the system's artifacts without executing the program. So reviews refers to systematic examination of documents by a group of people. Walkthrough refers to informal meetings for reviewing documents, usually led by the author. And inspection is formal reviews with defined rules and checklists aiming for defect detection. So the main purpose of a static approach is to verify or the verification to ensure that the product is built correctly according to specifications. Next is the dynamic approach. The program itself is run. So, unlike the static, dynamic approach involves running the program and observing its behavior under various conditions. So, its main purpose is validation to ensure that the product meets user requirements and function as intended in a real world environment. So klaro na kay ang difference sa dynamic kay i-run ang program while sa static kay without delay execute ang program. Next approach is the passive approach. So it is verifying the system behavior without any interaction with the software product related to offline runtime verification and log analysis. So it involves running the program and observing its behavior under various conditions. Ideally, it verifies system behavior without direct interaction with the software. So more same siya sa static na dili sad i-interact ang software. So its purpose is to ensure the system behavior is as expected based on historical data and logs. Next is the exploratory approach, which is simultaneous learning, test design, and test execution. So, so this is often performed without predefined test cases. So its purpose is to discover defects and gain insights into the system's behavior through an iterative hands-on process of exploring the software. Next is the box approach. So it is used to describe the point of view that a tester takes when designing test cases. So there are two types of box approach: the white box testing and the black box testing. So white box testing, the tester has knowledge of the internal workings of of the system. So mokibaw siya sa code o sa structure. While the black box testing kay evaluate the functionality without any knowledge of the internal implementation. So mora to ang white box kay naay knowledge sa internal implementation while ang black box kay wala ra. So its main purpose is to guide test case design based on the tester's access to and understanding of the system's internals. Next slide, please. So, mao ni ang katong na-discuss ganina. So, under testing, there are two types, static testing and dynamic testing. So, sa static testing, kato akong gi-define, which is review, walkthroughs, and inspection. So, sa dynamic testing, there are two types also, functional and non-functional. So, functional testing focuses on verifying that the software performs its intended functions correctly. So, under functional, there is unit testing, which is kanang to test individual components or units of code to verify their functionality. There is also integration, which ensures that the combined components or systems work together as expected. And there is a system testing, which validates the entire system functionality as a whole. So, ang unit testing kay individual components, ang integration kay kanang to make sure that the components work together, and the system testing is to validate the entire system as a whole. So under non-functional, there is performance testing, which assesses the system speed, responsiveness, and stability under load. So next kay murag mao ni ang kanang ang pagkasunod sa mga test. So unit testing kay buhat sa developer, integration testing kay mabuhat sa developer ug tester, system testing kay sa tester niya kaning user acceptance testing kay murag na mention ni Eric kanina kanang it is conducted by end users to verify that the system meets the requirements and is ready for production use. So murag mo na ni ang last step in testing. Next, kani kay murag daghan man kayo ni, so you can read this on your own. Ya masabtan naman ni kung ano man ka ng different stages of testing, ya na type of test, ya test plan source, when to use and notes. So to sum up, the system development lifecycle is a structured process used for developing information system through a series of defined phases. So in the planning phase, the project goals, scope, and feasibility are determined and a project plan is created. The analysis phase involves gathering detailed business requirements and analyzing user needs. So, mo ning katong business proposal. During the design phase, these requirements are translated into a detailed system architecture and design specifications. The development phase focuses on building and coding the system, followed by the testing phase where the system is thoroughly tested for defects and validated against requirements. So, implementation involves deploying the system into a production environment, providing user training, and ensuring smooth operation, while the last step, which is the maintenance phase, ensures ongoing support, system updates, and performance monitoring. That's all. Thank you.
Alright, so thank you. Are you the last group to report or napay usa, guys?
Last na mi, sir.
I see. Sige. So, thank you for presenting your topic. So, let me, by the way, before, since sayo man tanahuman, so I will let you go early na lang po to prepare for your other subjects. So, for our attendance, please turn on your cameras. Kaya ako lang yung screenshot. So, please, everyone, turn on your cameras. So, I will screenshot our attendance for today. Okay, one moment. Ang wala nag-attendance, ang wala nag-on ha, kay dili na ko ma-record ang attendance ha. Sige. Okay, one, two, three. Okay. Last. One, two, three. Okay, thank you. So you may turn off your cameras now. Alright, so once again guys, thank you for attending and thank you for our reporters. Please let us give them a round of virtual applause. So, in this juncture, since we already are done with our reportings. So for our final requirement for CPA loss, so I will just give it within this week na lang pod so that next week dili na lang ta magklase gapon ta but mag-answer na lang ta ba. So we'll have our final. So kana lang sa. Once again, I will leave you early today and kana hopefully nga narami na learn sa kuha for this semester. So thank you guys for this experience. I'm not sure if I will be around next semester pohon, but kana lang. So God bless sa inyong kanang journey as future computer engineers pohon. Kita-kita lang ko ta IT Park gud iyahay tag pang-apply call center ba. Taw. Sige. So kana lang sa salamat kayo guys amping mo kanunay. Ako lang hatag ang inyong requirement later. Bye-bye guys. Take care.
By the way, sir, sa
Bye,
AI,
sir.
sir,
Thank you, sir.
imo
Oh,
ra is
sige.
dungan, sir.
Ang AI ugma at arial lang ko sa office palihog para ugma lang pohon para maka-take mo and para fair pod sa katong nag face to face ba kay lain so kayo dili ta mo pa face to face son, di ba? So katong wala naka-take sa AI, please come here sa office tomorrow pohon. Okay?
Ang requirement, sir, for final, sir.
Requirement pastilan. Anya na ako lang kon. Ako lang i-upload pohon. Or sige ako na lang isulti. So my requirement one of my final requirements for AI is you need to finish the course katong kuan ba. Sige ra ba kung ano niyo ato nga please study or please if you have time watch the course sa katong kuan niya katong certificate lang or proof nga nahuman gid ninyo og take ang course. So kato ra kong final requirement. No need for a final exam. Mao ra to siya. For introduction for AI lang to ha. Kay sayang magud to nya. Additional na lang po to portfolio sa inyo ha ba nga puhon inig graduate ninyo kalayan sa Ginoo na to'y kuan nga ni pang-apply ni wala ko yata ning buang ay na may AI chuy mo kani siya. Sige ato ning dawaton so ana. So sorry sa bad word isa. Binuara to ko. Pero kana ba nga na nga concept ha. So kana pod make sure lang sad if you include certificates in your kanang portfolio make sure sad nga you understand jud or you really did the discussion or you really included the basta kasabot mo ba kapuya in English ay so nakasabot gid mo sa unsay inyo hanggi kanang gi-take kan nga certification kay kana sa masumbalikan man gyapon mo ana gud pareha sa mo-share lang ko gamay experience sa akong senior sa una ayaw dili ko mag-open cam guba man akong camera dili sad ma-open akong cam katong wala na open sige lang as long as na yung ngan pero ang katong nag-open cam kay nato sila plus points kay makita man lang kagwapo ana man na diha ana man na diyan dapita bitaw so balik ta experience sa ako ang senior sa una sa UC kay kuha na siya ron kanang cyber security na siya ron like siya gid ang admin sa kumpanya ba kumbaga siya ang security gyud siya ang last defense siya sad ang pinakauna nga defense in case of cyber attacks so pag pang-apply niya murag na kuan siya na insecure siya kay iyahang mga kadungan og take kay naay mga certifications ba, particularly sa Cisco nga kana gyud si CNA gid sila mao ni mao na mo to tungod sa iyang ka insecure na nabalaka siya nga haka ni unsa man ako pag ihan ng turn nga mo up mo kanang sa nga na mo gi-interview na siya interview na siya sa interviewer kay iyang gingnan nga Amerikano mo to pero ako lang bisayaon kay kapoy ng English. Ganun siya nga sir kung imo kong pakuanon karon sir na kay sir na kay laptop sir nanay packet tracer sir kung imo kong patistingan karon ana sir pabuhaton ko nimong network with securities and all sir masulti na ko nimo sir nga ako mas kamao ko kaysa nila anang naa sa gawas nga naay certificate niya ako sir wala ko certificate mo to niya ang Amerikano sad wa say libog so sige kamit ako laptop to ya ang buang sa lagi giatay ng ano ni sulti mo ko atoy pisti na tanan ko nung pamalikas ya tanan ko nung mga dili niya ako ang word ha sa iyaha gini kay real life real story gini siya mga tanan balikas tanan mga santos iya gitong gibalikasan ang among instructor ato sa una kay mo discuss wa kay usahay way klaro pero kuan gito siya kanang technique kanang skill kanang hands on may gito siya mo discuss pero kung lecture lang wa siya nga way klaro to pistina ano ni ya nabuhat man gid niya like unsa ba na access control list ang firewall basic nga IP address monitoring or filtering na nabuhat man gid like security gid sa ka network ba nabuhat man gid niya to ningon sige kanang ganahan ko like yan ang Amerikano sige I will try this one with the others lang ko no with the other applicants mo to huwat lang sa ka standby lang sa ka to pagawas niya ya tawagan lang ko no siya while naghuwat siya sa gawas nibong siya ang mga ni sunod ang katong taga San Carlos nga nagbitbit atong certificate niya niya na din siya pagawas sa katong paghuman sa interview sa katong taga San Carlos ni nangutana sa iya nga bay gipa configure sa ni sa interviewer bay mo to siya nga lagi bay pero siya gud ang nagsugod gud nga magpa-configure kunya lagi bay buang nga lagi gipa-configure ko ana ang taga San Carlos atay bay wa mo ko kasabot ato bay wa mo ko ka wa siya kay bawo ba kay kana lagi puro sa kuno lecture exam ba so kato kung ato panghitabo ang buang trabaho na dito kalimot ko asa to nga kumpanya ambot lang kung naa pa ba siya dito so iyan trabaho na siya may network admin niya kana six figures ya dili sad siya ang kabati lang kay dili siya ka basta-basta og leave basta walay makapuli sa yaha ana yahay kay kinabuhing buang pero ambot lang asa to siya gibutang sa Ginoo ron boto so chika lang ko ninyo ba chika na lang tayo napabita tayo 30 minutos okay ra man ka ninyo di man ka mamalain bitaw so
Okay ra sir.
hapit naman mo mag-proposal pohon so kato akong gisend sa GC yun nindot to ninyo i-apply okay. Mahog pila gani mo ka grupo sa diri sa sitio pila gani mo ka grupo at diri kung magbuhat mo og kanang proposal or thesis group of 5 or 4 or depende ra sa inyo ha
Group of 3, sir.
3 ra sa day gyapon mo pareha ra day gyapon dito kato nindot to siya nga kuan nindot to siya nga project ba kay ang kuan component lagi dato pwede ra man dili niyo dagan-dagan like stationary lang gyapon ninyo mga naaray murag monitoring system ba ibutang man na ninyo og murag sa nga ana kanang shelf ba stacking shelves ba nga pwede ninyo i-convert og aquaponics so ang concept sa aquaponics kay naay isda ang inyong kanang kato hydroponics so ang concept niya is isa mag-drawing ta pero kana nara na ninyo ha ako ara na suggestion kay kamo may mo propose kamo may mo buhat ani nga project so kani nga ako suggestion ani I think familiar naman sa siguro man ni so share ko screen makita ra kong screen paint
Yes, sir.
so, ang concept sa aquaponics kay diri sa ubos may noon kilisan ako blow ito magyapon so diri sa ubos ana diri tangke ni siya sa tubig na siya diri kini mga fish So kuan lang ang pilian lang ninyo nga isda kay pwede ra ka ng tilapia baron or kanang isda nga dili kayo kuan og maintenance ba pwede sa amo sa katong gani sa UC last year kay ilahang gigamit kay goldfish pero ang ilaha lang kuan is kanang aquaponics with aesthetics. So oto nga aquarium gyud ilaha dili baril. Ano dire na amoy chef ana dire dako at chef ni siya sa taas ana dire ana dire chef ya ari dire butang man og duha ka buok yung chef baron pwede ra ganig usa so dire so naamoy PVC pipe dire na dire ya naamoy pinaka kuan gyud nga tanom kay lettuce man lettuce ana dire depende ninyo unsa ninyong pag-style ana wala lettuce then naamoy hose connected dire padung sa inyong PVC pipe nya outflow sa dire padung sad sa inyong kuan. So bali ang concept ang kaning tubig magtuyok-tuyok lagi na siya dire. So kaning tubig gikan dire motuyok na dire. So unsa may benefits ana? Una, syempre isda, mukaon malibang magina. So kung malibang siya tangan nato kuan. Malibang gina ang isda no. So depende ninyo kung unsa mahog man gud na ang kani inyong lettuce dire pwede na siya mahimo as filter. So, kay bawra bata ang tanom mukuan ra ginag mga fertilizer. So kaning mga iats sa mga isda diri. So yupon ani diri. So mahog siya nga pwede siya mahimong fertilizer sa mga lettuce. At the same time, pwede sad siya muak as a filter. Pero para ma-filter gid siya maayo, mas maayo nga magbutang mo diri og filter gikan sa inyohang filter. Na butang mo filter dire ngari pa dong sa isda para dili sad siya malubog. So, ato if pareha ninyo concept sa katong video nga akong gi-send so butang mo dire og ESP camera dire. So upat ka buok nganong upat man. So para ma-distinguish ninyo ang angles. So butang ninyong ana dire kaupat dire. Na. So na dire tanom dire. So monitor send og data ngadto sa inyong database. So i-monitor niya. Pwede sad mo depending sa inyong if ganahan gyud mo musugal ani nga project actually nindot gini siya. Kay pwede niyo gamiton sa inyo ha. Kana monitor siya sa health sa inyong tanom mo predict siya unsa gidak-on mo predict sad siya kung kanus siya ma-harvest so yan so ang kaning ang innovation lang aning project based sa kato akong gisend sa inyo is kani naamoy isda naamoy aquaponics so if dili mo ganahan ani kay mahal-mahal pwede ra sad mo buhat og planter like are you familiar mo planter kanang kuan may gani sa hasindan ta mga IoT planter. Ngani ba? So sa karon naanay mga dito sa UC kay mo nilang gibuhat dahil duha ka individuals kay karon nag-individual ang mga nag-proposal karon. Choy kisa, ambot lang ano nag-individual sila. So nagbuhat sila ng ani. Na ay kani nasa ingani pero dili ingani ang iyahang naong nga choy na gid kayo ha. Iyahang naon diri is gi-customize niya kani kay kuan man ni manufactured naman gini siya sa company so murag ingani something like this one yeah murag ang ako lang siguro gipangayo ato niya is butangan niya speaker like kung ma-low na ang kuan ma-low na ang tubig mo syagit niya oy giuhaw na ko tagay kog tubig maluoy in town uhaw na kayo yan na ba or nasa ko i-suggest ninyo magbuhat no kanang rover or kanang di ba nag-line follower robot na mo karon sa inyo di ba naman may Arduino nga subject wala
Yes.
ano may Arduino nga subject no so nag-line follower na mo sa yung Arduino nga subject wala pa
Manay final project naman kasi Raps eh.
okay line follower so pwede ang kanang inyong line follower pwede ninyo i-upgrade into kanang mapping like kanang mapping robot ba like ang kanang robot ibutang niyo sa usa ka room or usa ka lugar nya mo map siya sa whole lugar nga iyang masuruyan. So ang gamit ana nga technology kay LiDAR, LIDR, uh, LIDA LID D PCA LIDAR ana LiDAR. So kana or pareha sa mong thesis kung ganahan ninyo i-innovate. So ang mong thesis ato kay robotic security system. So mo to siya ang kanang katayuhang line follower robot amo rang gi-enhance gihimo na mo siya og kanang controllable robot nga instead of kanang security guards ang mo roving. So kato na nga robot ang mo roving nga ang among sang gikuha na to is nganong nagbuhat mi ato is narabay mga CCTV cameras or within the vicinity ba, for example diri sa campus sa CTU. So naay lugar or naay mga blind spots nga dili makita sa ato ang CCTV. So instead nga si guard ang mo adto mo roving, so si robot na lang ang mo roving. So ang kuwang lang namo ato is kanang ang sayo pa namong kuha na to kay among gigamit is Bluetooth module which is limited ra yan. Mao ra bataon toy na kuha na mo sa una. So limited ra ang Bluetooth module. So ang among kuha na to, among ma-suggest ato is mo gamit mo og i-con ninyo IoT. So i-connect ninyo sa network para kay ang pag-control to is via computer man, dili man via phone. So the reason why is via computer man sad is, di ba, ang CCTV kay kuan man naaman na siya mura og control room. Like tanan makita sa camera is naa didto. So mo to mo reason nga nung kuan. Wala. Daghan mo gud kayo kuan, daghan kayo mga ideas ba nga pwede niyo i-propose pero ako lang sad mo-suggest nga i-propose niyo po in fourth year ninyo kaluyan sa Ginoo is ayaw mo propose nga ano bitaw murag nindot tinuod kayo siya og kanang mga specifications or features pero at the end of the day kay dili ta ninyo kaya buhaton. So as much as possible propose mo og something nga makaya lang sa ninyo. So kana. Yeah. Kana sa mga problema nga gusto ninyong masulbad. Example, diri sa sitio unsa may kasagaran problema ninyo mga students nga permin ninyong makuanan. So siguro kanang ID ninyo diri na ba may top ID wala no. Like
Wala sir.
inigsud ba tap niyo yung ID ba. Pwede mo magbuhat ana ID school ID system nga kung kana kung naa ra sa gina ninyo kung ganahan mo mo-propose na. Pwede gina ninyo butangan nga inig tap sa estudyante kay mukuan siya mo magpahibaw siya siyang ginikanan mga oy nisod na imong anak diri sa sitiyo. Yeah. Mugawas din as klase las 9. Mugawas og alas 9 Gs. Yeah. Ngano mo na diin mo na siya. Nagtagay ay bitaw. So another is unsa may kasagaran problema ninyo mga classrooms, di ba? Paunhan na yung mga classroom. Paunhan na yung mga classroom diri. Or kuan ay dili sa din na mo kuan nila so din na i-mitigate kay limited sa ang classroom diri. Mao ra to. Namoy lang concerns. Guys, wala ra. Bitaw eh. Kung naamoy kuan, kung naamoy mga like concerns na outside sa topic na to, particularly kana mga proposals sa yung project, pwede ra kay mo modul ako ha. Wala ra gyud koy problema na. So, pero kuan lang kanang kuan lang ako mahataga suggestions lang and kung mga imong advices, ma-advise ra gyud ko. Dili lang sad ko moingon nga ako lay buhat anang code kay ako sa dili sad kay ko ingon expert kayo anang pagbuhat sa project. I do know some things but not all. So tawo ra man sad ko. Sige. So kato lang sa siguro eh. Nga amping mo kanunay nga laban na kita sa life ani. So see you guys around. Amping mo. Bye-bye.
Bye sir. Thank you sir.
Sir,
Thank
thank
you,
you,
sir.
sir.
Right.
Yes sir.